there, subscribe to this channel.
What is up, guys? This is the ZeusTuber, and today I am back with another Walking Dead video. This one has to do with The Walking Dead's Season 6, Episode 13, titled The Same Boat. This episode was directed by Billy Gerhardt. This was a pretty good episode in my opinion. It was hard to top the last couple, and this one, it wasn't worse than any of them, but it definitely was a bit slower than a couple of the episodes prior. Now, the episodes themselves, as of late, have been following a pretty similar type formula where it starts off a little bit slower in the first half of the episode, and things start to build up, and the last 15 to 10 minutes or so of the episode are really intense and action-packed. And I don't mind that formula because it works for most television shows. It works for The Walking Dead. And I think this was definitely another solid entry into the series. I liked seeing Carol and Maggie, and really just our women characters on the show in the forefront, which the show has done that in the past. It's not like a new thing for the show, but it was nice to see it because we haven't gotten like a woman-centric episode in a while where it focused on our lady characters. Like tonight, obviously, it was Carol and Maggie, and then the addition of some of the savior girls, I guess you could say. So it was nice to see the women take charge. It didn't really feature Rick doing any. I mean, obviously Rick was at the very end of the episode, so I can't really say he doesn't feature him. But it's not focused on him or Daryl or Glenn or Abraham doing something badass. It was Carol and Maggie, which was nice. And this episode definitely marks another huge performance from Melissa McBride. She always kills it whenever she has an episode that focuses on her. And I just love seeing her in action. She does a great job. She's a great actress. I believe she deserves an Emmy for the show. And so does Andrew Lincoln. The actors on The Walking Dead, they get gypped every year. Let's face it, they deserve Emmys. The show deserves Emmys. And yes, I am biased, but I don't think anyone questions the acting talent or the acting ability from our main cast on the show. They're phenomenal. The episode itself definitely gave us some more insight into the Saviors, and we know we got there's a big line that was said in this episode. It's from the comics that we are all Negan. That was said. That was pretty cool to hear that, and we got a little bit more insight into how they function. We got obviously the biker gang that Daryl, Abraham, and Sasha blew up was mentioned. So there was there's a connection there. That was pretty cool to see. A lot of people were wondering online. I saw on Twitter and a couple comment sections. Why was Carol hyperventilating and all that? And I think it's talked about in Talking Dead a little bit as well from Melissa. I believe the hyperventilating thing and the whole cross. Some of it was her just putting on another act for the Saviors, so they think she's weak. And that's what I'm assuming at this point. It hasn't really been confirmed either way. But I do think at the same time that Morgan, his way of life, his ideology is getting to her. He has been, spreading this throughout the entire group of the past, several episodes. And I think it's finally getting to her that she's killed, 18 people now, 18 plus after tonight's episode. And she's not okay with that. And that's a good thing to see, because when our characters feel the things they do, and they have, some sadness for the things they've had to do, that shows they are still human, and they aren't necessarily the bad guys, because the bad guys aren't supposed to feel bad about what they do. That's what, differentiates, our group from the bad guys. The bad guys are, cold, heartless killers. Our group, although they are killers, you can't, deny that anymore. They do feel the things they do, and that's what sets them apart. But they are slowly, or I guess at this point, pretty steadily blurring the line between a hero and villain. So all in all, I thought it was a pretty fantastic episode. There isn't a heck of a lot I really wanted to talk about because, most of it can be summed up with just the interactions between Carol and Maggie. I do think Lauren Cohan did a fantastic job as well. And I want to give a round of applause to Alicia Witt, who she was in this episode. She was the redhead. I believe her name was Polly or something like that. She's a great actress as well. Everyone did a great job in this episode. I definitely enjoyed it. I think it sets some things up for future episodes. And we are definitely full swing into Saviors, into the Saviors territory here. We're going to get them full blast in the next couple episodes as well. And then we'll get Negan in the finale, and I just cannot wait. The part of me that is invested in these characters, which it's a big part of me, does not want the finale to come because I know a big character's going to die, and probably going to be one that I really like. For example, I like Daryl. I mean, Daryl, in my eyes, I think it's time for him to go, unfortunately, because I think there's really nowhere else they can go with his character, other than just keep him doing the same stuff. But that being said, I do love Daryl. I'd be sad to see him go, but I think he can go realistically. And then also the other big option is Glenn, and I would hate to see Glenn go, but at the same time, I could see them killing off Glenn. But I'll talk about that in another video, should it happen, obviously. But I give this episode a 4 out of 5 rating. I did enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it as much as last week's episode, just because not as much happened in it as I thought was going to happen. I mean, a lot of stuff did happen. It was great character development for Carol Maggie, but I thought it would progress the whole Rick and company versus Savior storyline, which to an extent it did, but it didn't progress it as much as I thought it would, in my opinion. I figured we might see. I thought maybe they wouldn't drag out the whole captured thing for the whole episode. I figured maybe it'd be resolved maybe half an hour to 40 minutes in. On the last 20, maybe they would deal with the other group that was incoming. But Carol took them all out anyway, which was badass, and I think made up for it, in my opinion. But I think I wanted to see a little bit more of the battle, because it would have been cool. But I think one more thing before I go. I do think they are purposely trying to make us think the Saviors are pretty weak for the people who have not read the comics. If you read the comics, you know the Saviors are not people you want to mess with. So far, our group has been taking out every group of Saviors that's come in their path pretty easily. Daryl, took out about, I'm going to say like 6 or 7 of them, maybe 8, 10 tops on the biker gang there. In episode 609, like that. And then episode 12, they took out that entire compound. And then this other little smaller group of Saviors, well, the same group, but obviously they're a little like a splinter group from the compound. They escaped, and Carol killed them. So they're all getting taken out pretty easily. I think that's a red herring to make the unsuspecting viewers like, oh, these guys they're pieces of cake. Negate's not going to be that bad. Well, we have another thing coming, because that was just one of Negan's outposts. And just the fact that this other group that came in to try and help Alicia Witt's character and the other Saviors were like 20 minutes out or 20 minutes away or something like that, or half an hour, means that they're pretty spread out through this area. So he has several outposts within like a pretty widespread area, because they're half hour away. So where are they coming from? Another outpost or Negan's main factory? We'll have to wait and see. I'm sure more answers will be revealed in episodes of 14, 15, and then 16, and then into season 7. So, like I said, this episode is a 4 out of 5 and 4 out of 5 star rating for me, and I enjoyed it. Hope you guys did too. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, and have yourselves a wonderful day.
Welcome to Lindbergh.